What's up, fellow hunters? Nox here. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we'll talk about 5 things we really need to have in Sunbreak. Make sure to add your own ideas in the comments below. Let's get right into this. The first thing we're gonna address is a big one. We need a better endgame. Something a lot of us want to see return is the possibility of getting talismans in the quest rewards, like it was in previous titles. The example you're seeing here is a bit of an extreme. This was a quest specifically added to Generations Ultimate to allow players to farm talismans in the endgame. Obviously, Monster Hunter Rise is tons of fun either way, but there simply need to be more worthwhile things to do after completing all the quests in Sunbreak. Right now, a huge number of monsters basically get forgotten once we get to around 6-star quest. And to farm talismans efficiently, we end up repeating the same quests over and over again to get good value melding materials. If the whole talisman system stays the way it is, we need more viable variety. And I have a few more solutions on the matter. First, simply lower the required melding points for the process. That way we won't run out of melding materials as fast. Second, make more items usable for melding, because right now there are a bunch of materials that just can't be used for it, which is kind of a shame. And third, melding tickets. If we can't get talismans in the rewards, then how about giving us different rarity melding tickets that are worth a bunch of points? Perhaps up to something like 500 depending on the quest difficulty. An additional thing here that we could really use is an improved melding process. No more going in and out for every single melding process. Cause to be honest, it's a bit annoying having to go back and forth all the time to drop in melding materials for one single roll and then going back and starting again from the start. It would be a lot less tedious if we could just throw in however many melding materials we want and just let the points carry over into the next roll. It would be a great quality of life improvement that saves a bunch of time. Next, we have weapon improvements and balancing. I personally don't mind weapons getting a bit crazier in general. But in my opinion, before more crazy or flashy anime moves get added, we need some better balance in terms of DPS across all weapon types. It's not a necessity since Monster Hunter is a PvE game, but the big difference in overall damage performance is painfully obvious right now. And some of the new switch skills also leave a lot to be desired for if we're honest. We need to see some love for all weapon types in Sunbreak. Number 3. Accessories. We've actually had tons of these in the franchise in some form already. A lot of the charms and pendants from Monster Hunter World are a great example. 2 things. These could be for visual purposes only, to add a bit more variety and customizability to our looks, or they could actually give them decoration slots, which is another endgame grind idea I've had. For example, 15 different accessories, and then simply make it RNG what kind of color and decoration slots they have. That's not too crazy, and in my opinion, it would be fun to collect those. Number 4, and feel free to argue with me on this one, more or better hairstyles. This one I'd say is pretty self-explanatory. We need some more or actually good-looking hairstyles as a baseline. Don't make all the good-looking hairstyles paid DLC. To keep it real, the majority of them just don't look very good, to be painfully honest. I know a lot of people don't like Monster Hunter Stories very much, but even that had a much better lineup for hairstyles than base Monster Hunter Rise. And the option to give your hair 2 different colors? Come on, Capcom, add that to the other Monster Hunter titles as well. It adds so much more customizability. You can come up with some really awesome stuff that way. Before we move on, there's something outside of the box that I want to address. And that's making male and female armor available to both genders. There will be no harm in doing this at all. And for those who think they need to complain about someone wearing male armor on female or female on male, get over it. If you let what others do influence your own personal enjoyment of a game, then that's on you and nobody else. What anyone else is doing doesn't diminish the value of the game for me or the fun I'm having in the slightest. You do you and enjoy the game. That's what we're here for. Now back to business. More armor variety. Bring back alpha and beta armor versions. Some of you probably know that we previously had these in Monster Hunter World. This was a system where we got 2 versions of the same armor set, which were different in both stats and appearance. The alpha pieces, which came with lots of skill points, and the beta pieces, which came with less skill points but more or better slots. You can see in the example right here that the alpha version of the helmet has 2 levels of maximum might, 1 level of stamina surge, a level 3 and a level 1 slot. While the beta version has no stamina surge at all, but comes with a level 4 and a level 2 slot instead. In most cases, the optimal thing to do was mixing both alpha and beta pieces. Having that system back in Sunbreak would greatly increase our options when making builds, and also the variety in layered armor sets. Another quite obvious addition we really need to see in Sunbreak are Apex monster armors and weapons. But the armors at the very least. I'm only gonna show a few examples because I don't want to spoil these too much. I'm sure most of you will agree that we really hope to see these in Rise, and it's time for them to make a return now. Let me know what else you think we need to have in Sunbreak. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.